Paul George, a 6'9" small forward out of California State University, has been an unstoppable force for the OKC Thunder and is making his own case for the MVP award with season averages of 28 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists per game while shooting 39% from 3. PG3 is one of the best catch-and-shoot players in the league, but can also create his own shot over any defender you put against him. The most impressive thing of all, though, is that he is doing this after completely shattering his leg a few seasons back, in which people thought his basketball career was completely over. Now, another impressive thing is that he's leading the way with Russell Westbrook on his team, who has been a negative association of making those around him worse. With the combination of their skill sets, though, the OKC Thunder are destined to make a playoff run. They're making things work, and with the way playoff P has been playing, one has to ask, just how dominant could this team be if it was built perfectly around him? So what exactly is the perfect way to build around Paul George? Well, you want players that can adapt to the situation. Like I was saying, Paul George is great at getting to the basket himself, so you want guys that can stand on the outside and shoot some three-pointers. But at the same time, you want guys that can get to the baskets themselves, kick it out to Paul George for the catch and shoot three, or, really any of the number of ways he can score men. You simply want players that can adapt. So first, we are going to look at the point guard position. Who is the perfect point guard to put alongside Paul George? No doubt in my mind, it is Russell Westbrook. Yes, guys, we gotta put respect on Russell Westbrook's name for this video. As he is averaging a triple-double of 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists per game. But the most notable thing about Russell is that he has taken a step back in a positive way. He's no longer chucking up the basketball. He's letting Paul George be the leader of this team, and he's been extremely efficient out there. I mean, Russell Westbrook still brings it, offensively and defensively himself, but it used to be where he wanted to be Batman, where now he's kind of okay with being Robin at times. Russell Westbrook, keep on doing what you're doing out there. Let Paul George be the man. And this OKC Thunder team is going to be very successful in the future. Who knows, man? Down the road, you guys could very well win an NBA championship. So Russell Westbrook, you are staying on the OKC Thunder for this video. So next up, we are going to look at the shooting guard position. So for the shooting guard position, what I'm looking for is somebody that can just be efficient, but not really look to be in takeover mode, because that is really the spot that the OKC Thunder at times this season have really lacked at. I mean, I know guys like Terrence Ferguson have stepped up a bit, but at the same time, man, for the entire season going into the playoffs, we want a veteran out there that can really excel what Paul George is able to do. We want guys that can run off screens, guys that can knock down the three-point shot, and allow Paul George to just get to the basket without the defense collapsing in on him. So no doubt in my mind, guys, the perfect shooting guard for this team is going to be JJ Redick. The reason I say JJ Redick is because on this season, he is shooting 39% from three on 18 points per game. I mean, he's just a constant professional out there. He's not really looking to be the most egotistical guy. A great third scoring option for this team. So yes, JJ Redick, his entire NBA career has been a beacon of consistency, and he's going to continue doing that for this video alongside Russell Westbrook and Paul George. Like I said, man, just his ability to stand on the three-point line will let Paul George get to the basket without the defense collapsing in on him, allowing really for Paul George to get a lot more fouls out there and just really finish in lighter traffic. So JJ Redick, welcome to the team. You are going to be heavily utilized in this offense. Don't worry, you're going to get your shots up, and the OKC Thunder are going to love you for it. For the center position, as much as I respect Steven Adams and his game out there and just what he's been for this OKC culture, I do think there is one center in the NBA that might be just a little bit of a better fit, and that is going to be Al Horford of the Boston Celtics. So the reason I say Al Horford is just because he is able to do exactly what you need him to do out there at all times. I mean, he can shoot the three ball, he can post up. He's not really the greatest rebounder out there, but when you have guys like Russell averaging 11 rebounds per game, or Paul George who's at 8 rebounds per game, then it no longer becomes as important. I mean, Al Horford's one of the best passing big guys at about 4 assists per game. He's really good at switching defensively. He can really play, man, I mean, he can pick up anybody on the perimeter, but also play on the inside and throw some muscle around. So yeah, Al Horford is one of those guys that has no ego to his name whatsoever. So he will be able to just go out there, read the floor, and really allow the coach to draw up any play. And Al Horford can be that X factor that can, literally insert into there and let the play be ran flawlessly. I mean, you want Paul George shooting threes, well, Al Horford's going to be playing on the inside. You want Al Horford sent some hard picks, he is going to do so. He's going to do all the dirty work out there, just like a Steven Adams would do, but I would probably be able to provide a bit more, floor spacing and a little bit better playmaking abilities while still having some great defense. So Al Horford, welcome to the OKC Thunder. And for the power forward position, there is one player in particular that came to mind, and that is Danilo Gallinari of the Los Angeles Clippers. So on this season, Gallinari is averaging 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists per game while shooting 46% from 3. He's really a guy that can be very versatile out there on the court, as he's able to get to the basket, kick the ball out, but at the same time is one of, if not the best, face-up four in the entire NBA with his consistent three-point shot. So he's really somebody like an Al Horford out there that can just be utilized in different ways to excel the play in the offense. So like I was saying, man, Paul George, you want him to get to the basket. Danilo will sit on that three-point line and snipe up some threes, or Gallinari can get to the basket himself with his crafty dribbling and ability to put the ball on the floor and get the ball out to Paul George. So, I mean, I thought this was the absolute pristine fit for this team. Danilo Gallinari, I just gotta say straight up, I know you've been injured for quite a few seasons. You're really bouncing back and being one of the better power forwards in the entire NBA. Welcome to the team, guys. We have our starting 5 for this new look OKC Thunder team. So we are going to actually go into a simulation and see what it's all about. So we are looking at Russell Westbrook, JJ Redick, Paul George, Gallinari, and Al Horford. Man, this starting 5 right here, I mean, I will say, just based off of how they fit here on the court, I really do think this team could beat the Golden State Warriors, no doubt in my mind. Bench unit, we are going to stick it out with Dennis Schroeder, who's been a big part of the OKC Thunder team. We are going to keep Nerlens Noel team at the backup center position. Jeremy Grant, who I actually had a tough time not putting in as the starting 4 of this team, man, because he's been absolutely perfect with his athleticism, but also shooting like 38% from 3. So I didn't want too many OKC Thunder players, though, in the starting 5 because I wanted to switch things up. We got Raymond Felton out there. Of course, we got Patrick Patterson. So probably actually going with a 9-man rotation in this case. Actually, no, now that I look at it, man, probably just an 8-man rotation because, Jeremy can play small forward or power forward. Nerlens Noel can play both spots. Schroeder can play the shooting guard spot if needed. So this is actually looking like the better choice. Let's get Paul George playing quite a few minutes we'll put him at like 41 minutes per game. Al Horford at 35. Get JJ Redick at about 32. Yeah, that's looking pretty dang good. So for the system proficiency, we have a grit and grind system. Although I'm thinking pace and space is probably the move this time around, just because, yeah, I don't want Russell Westbrook shooting a ton of threes, but he's going to shoot them anyway out there. So increased 3-point opportunities. All these guys can shoot on the team with the except, I mean, Russell can even shoot, 34%. I think he's about 34%, might be a little bit lower this season around, though I know he's kind of been dipping and stuff like that. But yeah, man, this is the team. So we are going to, I guess, simulate the season right here. I do want to talk a bit about the OKC Thunder and kind of what I expect from them going into the playoffs and maybe what this team as a whole can do. So let me disable the CPU trade offers, as we're not looking to do anything with that. But yes, the OKC Thunder. How deep do I think this team could get in the playoffs? The way they are playing right now, I could very well see them being a team that could actually upset the Golden State Warriors. At times, the Warriors are not really playing the most chemistry-esque basketball with they have the star power, but come playoff time, you want a complete, well-oiled, fine-tuned machine, which I feel like the OKC Thunder can be, especially if they get somebody like Roberson back. I mean, Roberson, with what he can do for this team defensively would be big time. So while I put JJ Redick at the shooting guard spot, the fact of the matter is that they do have a ton of offensive options already on this team. So you add Roberson, his defense, to the mix, then this team might very well be one of the best defensive teams in the entire NBA, just with the versatility out there. And not to mention, you guys, Russell and Paul George are both 2 of the better defenders at their position. You might even argue and say that they are the best at the positions, although there's a lot of great defenders there in the NBA at their respected spots. So my prediction for this team, I mean, if Paul George is playing the way he's playing, and I think if Russell Westbrook is able to turn up another notch but still stay efficient, which I feel like he will do come playoff time. I feel like playoff Russell Westbrook is going to be a freaking problem child out there, man. So I will say at the very least, I do see this team getting to the Western Conference Finals. And I don't know, man, depending on if the Warriors get knocked out early for some reason or the Thunder are the team that knocks them out, I do think this team can be better than the Houston Rockets come playoff time. And I very well, guys, could see them get to the NBA Finals. I feel like Paul George has had that type of season. And they are just really playing some really top-notch basketball right now. I know the record, I believe they have like 42, 43 wins in making this video, which isn't bad. They'll definitely finish probably in the lower 50 win mark, which is probably what, like a top 3 seed in the Western Conference these days. So, you know, seeding-wise, well, I don't think there's going to be a ton of games separating the top teams. They will get the better seeding position in the first round, because if you're, no, I guess if they're the 3rd seed, no, man, they would actually get the worst seeding position, because they'd have to play a tougher team. But, you know, there's so few games separating these guys out there. It's not really going to come down to seeding all that much anyway, because there are going to be so many great teams in the playoffs. But for this simulation, this team is looking absolutely fantastic, as it looks like they are probably going to be an upper 60 win team. I mean, if they go on a streak here, man, they very well could hit 70 wins on this season with this perfect team that I built. And yeah, 3 games left. Okay, they're not getting 70 wins, but actually finishing with a few L's there on the season. We'll just say they're resting players. 1 more game against the Milwaukee Bucks and finish the W on the season. So MVP is actually going to Russell Westbrook at 24 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. There is no way I was going to take him off this team here. I actually did post a poll on my Twitter at KrispyFlakes2K asking people, like, do you feel like Russell is the best fit alongside him, alongside Paul George, or do you feel like it should be somebody else? And everybody, man, was saying it should be Russell Westbrook, and I did agree with that. I just wanted to make sure, because somebody like a Chris Paul would also be really cool to watch. Trae Young, Rookie of the Year, that's all good. Billy Donovan, Coach of the Year. You do have Paul George making the All-NBA first team as a 95 overall. Here's the rest of the other NBA teams. But before we get to these playoffs, as we are the first seed, no doubt, there in the Western Conference, we are going to see what these player stats are looking like. So Paul George, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Actually a little down from what he's normally doing, but we got some other good offensive options on this team. Russell, we know his stat line. We got Redick at 16 points, about 4 assists per game. So the playmaking's been great for him. That's looking like probably a career high. Shooting 42% from 3. Even Russell dropping 36% from 3, so that's very nice to see. Schroeder, huge part of this team as the 6th man. Gallinari, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Was kind of hoping for his current average at about 4 assists per game, but that's all good. Nearly 1 steal. Shooting-wise, not really shoot all that much at about 11 times per game, but he still knocked down 44% of his 3-point shots. We got Al Horford at 12 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Love the 2 blocks per game, because right now I don't even think he's averaging 1 block per game. But I love that he's only shooting 9 times a game, but still shooting 51% field goal percentage, because that goes right with my saying there, guys. He's efficient and doing exactly what we need him to do out there without giving up some attitude. 28% from 3, so that could have been a bit better, but overall not bad. And here's the rest of the bench units. So let's go ahead and see if we can win these playoffs. First round, we do have the Utah Jazz. So simulate current round here, see how this goes for us. And I don't know, man, we got the Warriors as the 3rd seed, so we would meet them in the Western Conference Finals. And yeah, second round, we do have the Portland Trailblazers. Here's our closeout game here, 37-14-9 for Russell, 26-9-5 for Paul George, and a nice 21-point game for Gallinari, while 11-11-6 for Gallinari. I'm sorry, man, 21 for JJ Redick. My apologies. Next up, Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers. Simulate current round here. That would be an extremely fun matchup to watch. I really want to watch Russell against Damian and, you know, CJ against Paul George. That would be a good time. So, we do have Golden State getting knocked up by the Houston Rockets, which could happen. I believe the Rockets are 3-1 against Golden State this season. So, who knows, man? This might very well be the Western Conference matchup. Then you got Philly and Toronto in the East. So, simulate current round here, see if we can get past Houston. Got game 1. Lost game 2. We up 2-1, looking pretty good first. 3-1, 3-2. Come on, guys. We got them 4 games to 2. All right, man. We got 37 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals for Paul George. Next up, we do have the process of Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. They have 53 wins on the season in this case. And, we down 3-1, man. Not looking good. 3-2. We lose in the NBA Finals, 4 games to Ben Simmons getting Finals MVP. A little disappointed. I was kind of hoping we win the Finals for this video, but regardless, we still got. Oh my God, Gallinari, what are you doing, bro? 0 for 13. That's gotta be like some sort of like NBA record right there. Like I could do that, man. I'll go 0 for 14 if you want me to, for that contract you're getting. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Real quick here are the playoff stats for this team, if just in case you're curious by those. Let me know in the comment section below, man, because we all have our opinions out there. I feel like this was my perfect team alongside Paul George. Let me know your perfect team alongside him in the comment section below. trying to keep it somewhat realistic. Like, don't just do some crazy super team. You know, try to throw some role players in there, some JJ Redicks of the world. But yeah, man, be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and peace out, my friends.